How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
Eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital.
That's difficult to answer.
this the end? There's a noise inside my head of crying people facing death. Is this the end? Is this the end? Oh, I'm burning in the dystopia. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the dystopia. This is the final time. What have we done to the world? What have we done to the world? I'm burning in the dystopia. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the dystopia. This is the final
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Mayday. It's Mayday. It's Mayday. Protest season has begun. We're going to watch nothing but protests for the next several months. That's all we're going to do because that's all that's going to be happening for the next several months until it gets cold again. And then they're going to go back inside and then they'll spend the entire winter plotting just as they did this last time when conservatives were like, the left is demoralized. The left is just, they've given up. They've gone home. There's nothing else to do. Conservatives have won. Well, it turned out that the left wasn't actually demoralized. As we were streaming on this channel all the effing time, organizing meeting after organizing meeting after organizing meeting, they were spending the winter months when it was cold inside, plotting and scheming to do exactly what they're doing today, which is nationwide protests over minimally 1,000 events across the United States on a weekday, purposefully on a weekday, just to prove that they could. And they're going to be protesting on Saturday too. There's a whole other schedule of events. And we just watched an organizing call yesterday with Becky Pringle of the National Education Association. The National Education Association has organized at least 1,000 events. That is the biggest teachers union in the country. Randy Weingarten of the American Federation of Teachers was also on the same call. The teachers unions are some of the biggest organizations driving all this protest bullshit. I don't even know why teachers are allowed to unionize. Can Trump please sign an executive order or something? Why is it right now that at least 1,000 events, by their own numbers, this is not coming from me, this is coming from the National Education Association and Becky Pringle. They have organized over 1,000 protests today, by the way, on a school day, which means the teachers are leaving the public school and the children in the public school to go and protest. Is anyone else not okay with this? I'm not okay with this. Why are they allowed to do this? Why didn't Trump issue an executive order today banning teachers unions outright? because Becky Pringle on the same call, and I have the video up on my Substack, I have it on my Twitter, and we can watch it here if anyone doesn't believe me. Becky Pringle on the same effing call said, this isn't the only protest we're going to do. We're going to be protesting ongoing, perpetually, in perpetuity, until we feel like stopping. These are the teachers' unions. Now, don't get it twisted. The teachers' unions are not the only groups organizing. There are a metric ton of other groups organizing too. This is one of the largest Mayday protests in like 100 effing years on a weekday. Do you guys know I used to do rallies for conservatives? I toured around the country with the walkaway movement back in 2020. Mistakes were made. I don't want to talk about that right now. But what I will say is I've been to a lot of conservative rallies. Those rallies were always held on the weekend when conservatives didn't have to work, and they still wouldn't effing show up. I have been to like 2 of all the rallies I ever did. 2 of them are what I would consider like a good attendance for a rally. And that was in Beverly Hills, California. And the other one was the big walkaway rally in Washington, D.C. That had like 4,000 people. That was like a respectable rally. I got to speak in front of the Washington Monument. That was actually really effing cool. One of the coolest moments of my life, honestly, speaking in front of thousands of people. Washington Monument right in front of me. Beautiful day. Iconic Karlyn moment, all right? Even though it was with walkaway, we overlooked that. It was still good. Okay, fine. But my point is this. Why aren't conservatives more interested in what's going on right now? You know, I saw Laura Loomer today posting, and again, I like Laura Loomer. I really do. I like her fire. I like her balls, for lack of a better word. Not like that. Don't get it twisted. But Laura Loomer was on Twitter today going, look, guys, they rented a bus. That means this is a completely manufactured protest. Conservatives on Twitter are actually trying to convince everyone that over 1,000 organized protests nationwide are all paid protesters. I swear to God, these people. When are they going to start taking this seriously? You know when they're going to start taking it seriously? When all their shit starts getting burnt down again, because we just entered a new summer of love. No, the left's demoralized. We won. The left lost. Trump is going to fix everything. For months and months and months, we heard this shit. And conservatives are about to get smacked upside the head with the fact that these are organic protests. You know, someone said this to me today on Twitter. They said, Karlyn, conservatives think that protests are organic if it's like some guy on a street corner holding a sign and then some other guy sees him and gets out and joins him. That's like the conservative definition of an organic protest. Is someone just shows up with a sign, doesn't tell anyone they're protesting, doesn't try to get their friends to show up on a street corner, and then other people see him like, oh yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. I'm going to go stand with that guy. That is like the conservative definition of an quote unquote organic protest, because conservatives don't organize. They don't organize like the left does. Conservatives have meetings every now and again. They have conferences every now and again. But I'll tell you what, I've been to some of those meetings. I've been to some of those conferences. I've also been to leftist meetings. I've also been to leftist conferences. Conservatives do not organize like the left. They do not take it seriously. These meetings are mostly just networking opportunities, and then they go out and get drunk and, you know, hookers and blow and all that stuff, and Tinder, and a Tinder crashing every time there's a big conservative meeting for reasons, but we're not going to talk about that right now. The point is, I wouldn't care what drugs the conservatives are doing at night or who they're fucking if they actually took things seriously during the day. If they actually use their daily meeting to, I don't know, fucking organize and try to accomplish something other than yelling and screaming and crying and being ridiculous assholes on the internet. Like, if they actually use their time together to, I don't know, organize, educate each other about what's going on, actually hinge into reality with what the left is doing, I wouldn't care if they were fucking every gay boy within 100 miles in their CPAC hotel room match slap. I wouldn't give a flying fuck. No one would care. Do you want to know why? Because we might actually be winning if you guys took this shit more seriously. I don't know. Maybe I obviously I've had some feelings in the past several days. Obviously, I've had some feelings. All right, I'm working them out on the internet, but I'm absolutely right in every single thing that I said. Conservatives are not hinged into reality with what these protests are because they don't actually watch the protests. And so we're gonna do what the right refuses to do. We're gonna watch the protests. And if you are a conservative and you are here and you're like, Karlyn, I don't want to be like my conservative brethren. I want to be hinged into reality. I want to know what's going on. Welcome. We welcome conservatives that actually want to look at this stuff. All right. I'm not saying conservatives are banned or anything. Only if they show up and they go, Soros funded. Like, if you ever say Soros in my chat, Instaban, I don't have the patience. I don't have it anymore. So we are going to be watching some protest coverage today, guys. Let me get a super chat that came in from Maria. They've infiltrated real estate. I know agents who are at Mayday rallies in New York City right now. Yeah, someone said to me on Twitter, and thank you for the super chat, Maria. Someone said to me on Twitter, they said, like a non-binary teacher at their or a non-binary teacher, they're not teacher, a non-binary person at their workplace like called out sick today, and she bets all the money in the world that they're at a Mayday protest, and they probably are, to be honest. Yep, the conservatives are running around saying the left doesn't have jobs. What conservatives don't realize is that being organizers literally is their effing job. Now that song's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. All right, guys. Well, I do have a bunch of protest coverage pulled up. Let me just do that. I think what we're actually going to do, what I would actually like, is to watch this Bernie Sanders rally in Philadelphia. Because I'm kind of curious. This is being covered by Status Coup News. And I'm kind of curious, honestly, how leftist this rally is. So, of course, Bernie and AOC are like running all over the country, doing all these rallies and stuff like that. And they're getting like huge, massive crowds. They're in Philadelphia today. And they've been live streaming this rally for a little over an hour. And I kind of want to go back and watch it because I'm curious. Obviously, we have heard the real far. Why am I? Oh, I know why. Because I have too many videos open on my desktop. You guys are just gonna have to deal with me being pixelated. It's just the way it goes. I have too much stuff running on my. I run off a laptop. Okay, it's a horrible decision, but that's what I decided to do. We'll talk about my technology choices later. But we all know, because we actually watch the left, that the real far left really doesn't like Bernie Sanders and AOC. They consider them to be too close to capitalism. They consider them to be capitulating to the capitalist oppression or whatever. So even though Bernie Sanders and AOC are like Democratic Socialists of America, because they're elected representatives, remember, the far left considers the government to be the capitalist U.S. government. So anyone working within the government is complicit with that and blah, blah, blah. So Bernie Sanders and AOC are not like, as popular on the far left as people think. But what I'm curious about is how far left are the speeches at this rally? Are we going to see at the Bernie Sanders rally more progressive type speeches? Are we going to see like flat out socialist groups at this rally? Are we going to be seeing collectives at this rally? Who's speaking at this rally and what are the ideas? So I kind of want to watch this just to do kind of like a temperature check on where all this Bernie Sanders AOC stuff is. Because to be honest, I haven't really been paying attention to it. And I know it's probably like, it's going to be like around probably between progressive and DSA on our mapping the modern left scale. But I still want to see where they're at, and I want to see what language they're using, because we're going to behave responsibly for once. But there are also rallies all over the world. Actually, check this out. There was a Mayday rally in Vermont today. So we've been covering the Tempest Collective in the state of Vermont has been doing a really great job of posting all their meetings online. And as soon as the Tempest Collective in Vermont posts their meetings online, we stream that meeting. And inevitably, the Tempest Collective in Vermont says something about completely defying the Trump administration in public schools and yada, 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 yada. But we actually watched a meeting of theirs, what was it, a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about participating in Mayday. So guess what? The same channel that's streaming those Tempest Collective meetings also was at the Mayday protest in Vermont. So we might see some of our favorite Vermont socialists from UVM, many of them, the University of Vermont, running around the streets of Burlington, waving their signs. And now this is going to be a lot of white people because it's Vermont. Okay, you have to make allowances. But we do have that coverage. That's pretty cool. We've got Reuters did some coverage in Washington, D.C. We've got the Associated Press covering the one in Los Angeles. We've got, I think this is a different rally in Washington, D.C. So we've got some stuff we can watch. I figured we could start with the Bernie Sanders stuff and kind of see what's going on there. And this is an event that's still going too. So I don't think Bernie and AOC have actually spoken yet. Maybe they have by now because I've been yapping. But we can rewind and stuff like that. So we're going to start off with that and we're just going to see, and then we'll go and watch the other stuff. Yep, Vermont is very privileged. We have a lot of snow and maple syrup. You can get maple syrup anywhere. And I say we, like I still live in Vermont. I don't live in Vermont anymore. We have mountains. There's a lot of ski resorts. I had a good pick of ski resorts growing up. Fun fact, did you guys know I was like a really good skier growing up? I was. You want to know why? I grew up in Vermont, okay? Everyone had to learn how to ski. It wasn't actually mandated. It's actually really fucking expensive to go skiing. I don't know why my parents invested so much money in it, but I was actually a really good skier, as it turned out. Anyway, so that's what we're doing today, guys. Couple quick programming notes before we get started. You guys are just going to learn a lot about me today because it's been one of those types of days, all right, apparently. If you want to support the work I'm doing and keep me in business and help me expose the left to more people, head over to my Substack. That is Karlyn, Karlyn.substack.com. Now, I am currently in a dispute with Substack because Substack is not allowing me to publish additional videos of the male supremacism conference on their platform because Substack is allowing the conference to weaponize their DMCA policy against me. And basically, I have to wait 10 more days to be able to publish those videos on Substack. I'm kind of pissed off about this, if I'm honest about it. I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that the Institute for Research into Male Supremacy is going to sue me. And that's the stipulation. So what basically happened is the Institute for Research into Male Supremacy filed a false DMCA claim with Substack. This is an obvious case of fair use. It's obviously an obvious case of like journalism. It's free speech. This was a public event. Anyone can sign up for it. I just happened to find the link, much to their chagrin. And so they don't have a leg to stand on. But what happens on Substack when you file a DMCA complaint is Substack will take the video down and say, you have to wait 10 days before you can put it back up. And in the meantime, in that 10 days, the person who filed the DMCA claim has to prove that they're suing you. Now, it would be one of the stupidest decisions in the history of the Institute for Research into Male Supremacy to sue me, because first off, this is an obvious case of free speech. I'm going to get a public interest attorney. And also it would give me access to discovery, which would give me access to their donor rolls. So it would be really dumb, and they're going to lose anyway, and they're going to have to pay whatever they have to pay on top of it. And so it would be a really dumb decision for them to do that. So essentially what's happening right now is the Institute for Research into Male Supremacy is trying to stall for 10 days so they can fuck around and not allow their event to be exposed on Substack. And Substack is siding with them because of this stupid, ridiculous policy that I have to wait 10 days to report actual news on their platform when it is an obvious case of fair use. If she's going to sue me, they should have to provide the evidence up front. Like, that should be the policy. Like, provide the evidence up front that you're actually going to do something about this, or sit down and shut up, because I'm sorry, this is not fair to independent journalists. I should not have to wait 10 days to report on a public interest event. Anyway, so I'm going to be putting those videos on Twitter because Twitter doesn't give an F. Twitter isn't taking the videos down. YouTube also isn't taking the videos down. They're trying. So, sadly, you won't see any more male supremacism content over on Substack, but what I will be doing is posting articles with links to other platforms for the video content for now. And if Substack doesn't like that, then they're going to be, then we're really going to have a discussion, because if Substack wants to dictate what I can link to in my articles, that is not cool. I don't think they're going to do that. Generally, I think Substack's pretty good, but I'm suspicious now, is all I'm saying. Anyway, if you want to support me while I'm still on Substack, head over there, sign up for it. I know I just made this so enticing. Listen, okay, no, for real though, I don't plan on leaving Substack over this. Let me actually just assure people before I ask you for money on the Substack, I'm not going to leave Substack over this. I actually really do like Substack a lot. I like a lot of their features. I really hope this is one of those things that's just like a stupid scaling issue that all technology companies go through ever. So I'm really not trying to shit too bad on Substack. I appreciate Substack very, very much. I don't want anyone to be mean to them. I just want them to rethink this policy because it's bullshit. So anyway, if you want to support the work I'm doing and keep me in business and get access to our spy stream tomorrow. Oh yeah, I just had sales this morning. Yeah, I have sales on. Why do you care about my merch sales? Do you ever have sales on your merch? Yes, all the time. My merch is fucking awesome. I just don't talk about it that much. Anyway, sign up on the Substack. We're doing a spy stream tomorrow, and we're going to be doing a good spy stream tomorrow too. We are doing you can see here on the Decode the Left events calendar. That is decodetheleft.com/events. This is our spy stream schedule coming up. We have, actually, there's going to be a third one that I just haven't added yet. So tomorrow at 11:30 a.m., I'm getting up early for you guys. We are going inside a K through 12 public school meeting where they are openly plotting and planning to defy the Trump administration. I promise you that's what we're going to hear. And so we're doing that tomorrow at 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., whatever it says on there. So in order to get access to that, you need to be a member of the Substack or my locals or my Patreon or a YouTube channel membership or a Twitter membership. And you will get access to the spy stream we're doing tomorrow. Also, we're doing one on Monday. Now, breaking news. We are canceling our community Zoom on Monday. The reason we are canceling our community Zoom on Monday is because there is a spy stream literally at exactly the same time. And I just found out about it and I've signed up for it. And so it just hasn't gotten on the calendar yet. So Monday at, I think, round about 6:30 or 7 p.m., I think is the timing. It goes right over the community Zoom. We're going to be doing, it's a, how do I want to frame this? It has to do with teachers. It has to do with banned concepts. And I'm just going to leave it at that. It has to do with teachers doing things that teachers do to teach things that teachers want to teach. That's going to be Monday. That's going to be around 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And then on Friday of next week, not this week, we're doing another spy stream, and this is going to be at a big time oh my gosh. Big time college. I'm ranting too much, apparently. What is wrong with me today? This spy stream is going to be at a big time college or university, and it's going to be related to gender, and it's going to be queer activism goodness in a very, 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 very well-known school. So you can join us for that next Friday. But something I want to mention that I actually haven't mentioned that much is coming up on May 21st, and I'm mentioning this now so that you guys can all get ready for it. Coming up on May 21st, I'm going to host a book club for one of my latest book at the moment, The Communist Manifesto, A Revolutionary Fairy Tale. Now, I haven't talked about this book that much, but honestly, this book is one of my favorite things that I've ever written. I am so proud of this book. And basically, this is a dystopian fairy tale based entirely on the Communist Manifesto. And I just really like it. And so it's a little bit satirical, it's a little bit dry humor, but it is actually a serious story. I started taking, when I started writing the book, I took it less seriously, but by the time I finished the book, I actually took it very seriously. And so this is actually a serious story. I think it's a really good story. The people that have read it have given positive feedback. If you've read it in the chat, let people know. And so we're going to be doing a book club about this. And essentially what this is communists are going to love the first 3 parts of this book. The book is written in 5 acts. For the first 3 of those acts, you see the communist revolution come to life in the vision of Marx. You see the uprising of the proletariat. You see this brilliant young orator come about to lead the people in revolution. You see open rebellion. You see the monarchy overthrown and the workers procure the means of production. That's the first 3 acts of the book. The last 2 acts are what happens after that. And so you get to see the inevitable result every single time communism has been tried. What happens after the communists win? What happens after they get their utopia? And I think that this is a book that I think that teenagers can read this book. There's nothing illicit in this book. There's no like sex or anything. It is actually written kind of like a fairy tale. And so I think teenagers can read this book. I think people who like books like The Hunger Games can read this book. I think that women that like this sort of thing, that want maybe something a little bit lighter, can read this book. I think that many, many, many types of people can read this book and enjoy it. If you like dystopian stories like 1984, Brave New World, Fahrenheit 451, The Giver, any of our kind of favorite dystopian classics, I do actually think you're going to like this. I have loved dystopian fiction for like a really long time. This has been a story that's actually been in my head for one form or another for like a really long time. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys. And so I want to encourage everyone, if this book sounds like something you want to read and enjoy, and talk about communism and the left and all this stuff and how it's awful and ridiculous and stupid, buy the book. You can get the book on Amazon. The link should be in the description below. Again, this is The Communist Manifesto, a revolutionary fairy tale. It has the murder child on top. That should give you a hint about what starts to happen in the communist utopia. And so you can pick it up on Amazon in paperback or in Kindle. I do not have an audio version because I haven't recorded that yet, but probably will at some point, just not yet. And join us for the book club on May 21st. And you can sign up for that over on the Decode the Left events calendar. Also, I wanted to do a shout out to John Morgan. John Morgan says, I'm literally walking by a Mayday protest right now. Did you guys know? This is like a fun fact. Did you guys know that the person I dedicated this book to is John Morgan? That's the dedication page of the book. And it says, to John Morgan, the master of the fan fiction. John Morgan has been in my community for like 4 years. And this is actually surreal for me. John Morgan is graduating from college. John Morgan has been in my community since he started college. I actually told the story in the acknowledgments of the book. I want to read the acknowledgement section about John. Funny story. John once went on a date with a guy who asked, "Who do you listen to for politics?" John answered, "Karlyn Borysenko." His date responded, "She blocked me on Twitter." And just like that, John knew it was a red flag. And then we can't forget, because Carrie Smith was just complaining about this fan fiction yesterday. If you guys have never heard of the fan fiction heard round the world, John Morgan is the author of the infamous fan fiction that broke James Lindsay in half. And I didn't even ask him to write this fan fiction. What happened was, last year for my month of narcissism movie month, one of the movies I picked out to watch was Midsummer. Midsummer is a great movie. I love horror movies. I love that type of thing. Midsummer is a great movie. And we watched it as a community. And John Morgan, on his own, and with no encouragement from me, went and wrote a fan fiction about me based on Midsummer called The Red May Queen. Let me read you the rest of the acknowledgement that I wrote for John in the book. Let's also not forget John's contribution to modern literature. The fanfic heard round the world. Inspired by Midsummer, I, being me, was crowned the Red May Queen and whipped James Lindsay until he screamed, "Whiteness means capitalism," before being burned alive in a ritual sacrifice. And I won't read the rest of it because it's meant for people who've actually read the book. But John Morgan, the hero of our community, been in the community for 4 years, graduating from college, spent his college years with us. I just think that's pretty fucking cool, if I do say so myself. So we love you, John. Congratulations on graduating college and then going on to do more college. But King John of the chat. King John of the chat. All right, guys, that is enough preamble from me for today. Let's go over. Did they finish up the Bernie Sanders rally? Hang on. No, it looks like they're getting ready to march or something. This looks actually cool. Let me just get the sound set up. The rap.
Set up by my roommate.
Why am I phone? What the heck? There it is.
It was just his eye. That's all that he had.
Yes, comrade. Workers of the world unite. Okay, guys, generally when we watch protest coverage, and we'll rewind and go watch some of the speeches, but they're live. This is actually a live stream, so this is happening right now in Philadelphia. And so the things that we look for when we're watching protest coverage is we're looking for names of the groups that are there. We're looking for their signs. We're looking like the slogans they're using, what they're chanting, and stuff like that. Oftentimes we can identify groups just based on like what signs they have. And don't be confused. For anyone that might be new to watching protest coverage, just because a group is like all these groups have been organizing for this for a long time. Okay. So just because a group is organizing to participate in a protest doesn't mean it's some sort of manufactured event. It doesn't mean it's like a psyop. It doesn't mean they're all paid protesters. I think the vast majority of people here, the vast majority, are not being paid to be there. If they are being paid to be there, it's like a reimbursement for their expenses in terms of getting there, because there are some organizations that do that. But we're not talking about a lot of money when they do that. We're talking about a couple $100 to like cover a bus ticket or food or something like that. So they're not getting rich off of doing this, is what I'm saying. So let us know if you just feel free to chat in anything that you notice, and let's just watch and see what happens. They have a marching band. They have a fucking marching band. How do these people have a marching band at their protests? Socialist marching band. Yeah, you're going to see lots of Palestinian flags. Did this really happen? Is there actually a protest video where was that from today? I don't believe you. I don't believe you unless I see the video. Graduate employees, so that's going to be the United Auto Workers. Graduate employees have unions that they use to organize for stuff like this.
John and I are at the front of the march right now, which should be getting started any minute now, I think. There are still quite a few people.
We're not
here.
interested
There's
in
at
stuff
least
that's not Mayday though.
out
Thanks
here.
though.
Probably more. It's a little hard for me to see since I am so short, but there's a lot of people here. It looks like the march is getting started now.
They have a band. They have. God dang. They have a marching band, bro. Or at least a drum line, I guess. Why is there an Elmo? Is that a dick? No, that's a hand, right? What is that? What is that sign? Oh, it's okay. Okay, thank God. It's not a dick. It's a handle. It's a DSA sign. They have an That's a DSA Elmo. Yes, it is Philadelphia. You're right. Good point. What does his sign say? Restore drumocracy. Oh my God. Restore drumocracy is what that sign says. That's what that sign says on the drummer. Hey, this is better than protest chants. I'm actually rather appreciative of them doing something that's not protest chanting. Giant ass Palestine flag. I think it's just a drum line, Suzanne. Which is still impressive, though, if we're honest about it. Free Palestine. See, I couldn't help it. Lots of unions. Yeah, a lot of unions. All unions are socialist, guys. That's the graduate student union right there. This is another union, I think. Trump needs to ban unions. Ban all fucking unions. Unions are socialist. It's a huge crowd for a weekday. Democratic Socialists of America, right there, right in front. We're not surprised about that at all. Of course, they'd be there. It looks like a dick. That thing looks like a dick. That was a misstep. I hope they go into the crowd more. Good white liberal lady. Look at the young socialist has the mask. Got the good white progressive lady beside her. We'll never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. They're chanting, yay! We'll never be defeated. never be defeated. Workers united will never be defeated. It's not actually a dick sign. It's a DSA thing. It's a DSA fist holding a rose, but just from the back of it, it looks like a dick, which is a really bad move. Don't ever have protest signs in the shapes of things. Will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. This guy just needs to let them go by so we can see who's there. See, it's the DSA Rose Fist. Oh, they've got a lot of dick signs. Okay, good. Graduate Student Union. That's through the UAW, the United Auto Workers, is the Graduate Student Union.
Philadelphia as I am New York City, but I do believe the march is in South Penn Square right now.
United will never be defeated.
Oh, this is downtown Philadelphia.
United will never be defeated. The workers 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 united will never be defeated.
You're watching the live stream. This is Ashley, Status Quo News, and John Farina on the ground in Philadelphia. We were out here covering Bernie Sanders' Fight the Oligarchy tour, which made a stop in Philadelphia. And we are now watching this Mayday march that is headed away from City Hall in Philadelphia, where Bernie's rally was held a little bit earlier.
Okay, so Bernie already spoke. So we can go back and watch their speeches. I just want to watch the march a little bit. While we're watching the march, No Step on Snake says, do you think we start seeing any new violent communist groups like the Weathermen popping up in the coming months or years? I mean, they're not new. They're not going to be newly formed. Like, basically, I mean, listen, there are Antifa groups all over the country. There are radical revolutionary socialist collective groups all over the country. Bill Ayers, by the way, is still active. Bill Ayers actually goes to the Socialism Conference in Chicago that's going to be coming up in a couple of months. Bill Ayers is actually, he still does activism. He still does interviews like all the time. And so I wouldn't say they're going to be popping up. I would say that they already exist. I mean, we've covered like revolutionary communist groups on this channel. We have them on video saying they're going to violently overthrow the federal government. So these people are not afraid to get violent. Now, not all far leftists are violent. That's not true. I mean, you'll even see in this crowd. So like a lot of like the older protesters that you see, people make fun of them for being like older, like white women and stuff like that. A lot of those people, there's a lot of like just old hippie socialists that go to stuff like this, that go to their conferences and their events. They're not fundamentally dangerous. They're just trying to do the right thing. They're just old people that don't know what's going on. All right. So they usually are not connected to the more radicalized elements. The people that you're going to see more radicalized are going to be, generally speaking, though not exclusively, I would say they're going to be younger. Because the thing is, so and I'm kind of working out this theory as I'm saying it out loud. So this is a theory, this is a hypothesis. Queer Marxism really started mutating in the 80s, but really started permeating out into culture in the 90s. So when we're talking about queer Marxism, that starts to bleed into the more militant arms of the left. They're not all queer Marxists, but like most of them are. There is a very big overlap between queer Marxists and Antifa and like just like violent militant tendencies. This was exacerbated by the bashback movement, which came after the ACT UP movement in the 80s and all this stuff. So my kind of working hypothesis right now is that most of the violent people that you're gonna see at these sorts of events, they tend to be under 40, because if you had like those are the ones that have the influence from the more militant tendencies that started bubbling up in like the 90s. So if you're seeing people that are like over 40, typically speaking, they may not have had access to that just wasn't their experience or their radicalization process with the far left, because the far left started getting much more militant in the 90s, at least in the United States. That's my working hypothesis anyway, based on what I know right now. So again, like the short answer is the violent groups aren't popping up, they already exist. We'll see who gets activated and who doesn't, I guess. Oh, there's the Revolutionary Communists of America right there. This is the Revolutionary Communists of America.
We declare a class war. 1, 2, 3, 4. We declare a class war. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here's the status quo. I love status quo. You guys are great.
Oh, look at this sign coming up. Look at this sign coming up. Trump is the symptom. Capitalism is the disease. Look at this sign. Oh, no, show the whole sign. No, show the whole sign. Oh, man. That's a good sign. I know that's socialist alternative. Okay.
As you can see, this is a very
This
large
is a
march.
constitutional crisis.
Tons of energy still. Bernie Sanders spoke a while ago now. There were several speakers that spoke after him. And again, there's still a lot of energy with this crowd that is marching down in downtown Philadelphia.
Let's get to go.
Emperor's wearing no. Oh, wow. End capitalism before it ends us. Hello. 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 Stand up, fight back. Democracy is under attack. What do you do? There it is. I was offbeat with the chant. That it? That's a big ass protest for a weekday, man. I haven't seen a single group that I wouldn't consider to be radical socialist, except for the Democratic Socialists of America. And the Democratic Socialists of America are still socialists. They're just reformists. They're not revolutionary. Oh, I didn't see that sign. That's a good one. Good spot. You saw Queers for Palestine. I think Reagan saw Queers for Palestine as well. Good job. I didn't see that either. Oh, they're running to the other
trying
side.
to take a shortcut so that we can get back to the front of the march.
Oh, good. We get another chance to see the signs.
So sorry for the boring scenery for a second.
Look at this
but
hustle.
We will be back with the march very shortly. Bye.
Some good hustle, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so and we're on the move. We'll be back with the march.
They're
in
marching around the
just
block.
a few seconds, I'm sure.
They're climbing over a fence. It's a nice day for it anyway. I wonder if Sophie's at this. Sophie's in Philadelphia. Oh, there's the drum line. Can you guys hear it? We're back.
Okay, sounds like we are back.
I know exactly where they are in Philadelphia. I know. I used to spend time in Philadelphia. I know exactly where they are. Philadelphia is scary now, though. Philadelphia is so scary. The last time I went to Philadelphia, I think it was maybe... No, it was in 2020. It was in 2020. It's so scary. It was scary in 2020. I can't imagine what it's like now. It's too bad. Philadelphia used to be a great city. Hey, Brooklyn. Good to see you.
All right, pausing for a second. It's hot out. We need water, so apologies for the momentary break, but we are back to the front of the march now, which is being led by a Freedom for Palestine side. Two Freedom for Palestine flags.
Thank you, Offensive Saint.
As you can see, there's still a really large crowd headed down downtown Philadelphia. We're on JFK Boulevard right now.
They're marching fast. Yo, Philadelphia does have some legitimately amazing cheesesteaks. But you got to get it at like a thing on the side of the road. Like a food truck. You're not supposed to, like, you don't buy a cheesesteak in a sit-down restaurant. You got to get it out of a food truck. Yeah.
All right.
Well, you see, every other cheesesteak will pale in comparison to that cheesesteak after you have it. Yeah, now I want a cheesesteak. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm like, I wonder, because Victor actually makes really good cheesesteaks. I'm like, has Victor gone to the store yet? Should I send him to go make cheesesteaks? It wouldn't be a Philadelphia cheesesteak, but it would still be good. Hey, Offensive Saint, you're going to love some of the clips that I got from the Institute on Male Supremacism conference. I got a reproductive justice advocate saying the 14 words. I haven't made that clip yet, but I have it. Yeah, the problem is socialists. The problem is StreamYard's not letting me click on the thing. There it is. Okay. The problem is socialists.
Excuse me.
You can. I'm sorry, I'd rather
Oh,
not.
you're okay. No, you're good. Thank you.
Offensive Saint, did you see the clips I posted on Twitter? Hang on, I'm gonna turn this down. this is critically important what I'm about to say to Offensive Saint. Did you see the clips I posted on Twitter of one presentation where they argued that No Nut November is literally fascism, and they talked all about how No Nut November is introduction to the manosphere because Hitler was in favor. I swear to God, this is what they said. Hitler was in favor of self-improvement, and therefore self-improvement is fascism, and No Nut November is also fascism, and anti-masturbation is literally Hitler. I swear to God. I posted them yesterday on Twitter.
We work so hard, so we need some money.
I appreciate that. So you're here for workers' rights.
Yes, we're demonstrating for workers. Yes, we work hard.
Oh, an
Industry,
accent.
so we need money.
And do you feel like, the president who kind of got in on a promise that he was going to improve the lives of workers,
Yes.
do you feel like that's happening?
No, well, we're hoping for the best.
Can we deport her?
Hoping for the best, okay?
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. We're still walking amidst people in the march, and we will keep interviewing people.
Yeah, we are, of course. Oh, Autumn?
So the march is going down
Autumn
Broad
has to want to
Street
come
right
back.
now in downtown Philadelphia, and I can see up ahead we're on Broad Street and we're about to cross over Cherry Street.
Now, I'll say this, John Morgan. Autumn is not currently banned on this channel, so if Autumn wants to come back and be our pet socialist for Red May, Autumn is welcome to come back. But someone go to Sam Cedar's chat and find Autumn and tell her she's invited back to the channel. Yeah, here's what needs to happen. Someone has to go to Sam Cedar's chat, because Autumn is a mod in Sam Cedar's chat, and say, Autumn, we're inviting you back to Karlyn's channel now. It's Red May. Come and amuse us. Yeah, you can tell Autumn on Twitter, too. Giant ass fuck Trump sign. So this is like City Hall, right? Big ass solidarity sign. Look at that guy holding strong with that little drum. Commitment.
You were one of the first speakers here today, correct?
I had spoken. My colleague, Reverend Breckenridge, did. I can give you his number.
Yes, these are revolutionaries, 100%.
That's our camera guy. So can you tell us why you're out here today for first the Bernie Sanders rally and now the Mayday March?
So, my name is Nicholas O'Rourke. I'm a member at large of the Philadelphia City Council and also the pastor of Living Water United Church of Christ. I'm out here because it's Mayday, International Workers' Day. I have been very clear in my own ministerial and faith journey about the importance of the relationship between labor and faith. Both of them together have been able to achieve incredible feats as it relates to winning rights and needs for the people. I'm out here because one of the essential components of that relationship, what really informs the idea that labor and faith can be together is this concept of solidarity. And if that's not what Mayday is about, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be out here to hear Bernie Sanders to come out and share his thoughts, to have so many people here in the city of Philadelphia of various expressions being able to stand together. I really think it's a beautiful expression.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would want to share with viewers of Status Quo about standing up for workers' rights on Mayday?
Say it one more time.
Is there anything else that you would want to share with viewers of Status Quo about upholding workers' rights on Mayday?
Yes. Philadelphia right now is experiencing, and not just Philadelphia, really the whole Commonwealth, is experiencing a big deficit as it relates to transit funding. A lot of workers in the city of Philadelphia, in any city, rely on public transit to be able to get around. What we need is for people to pay attention to the need for us to get funding, a fully funded SEPTA, a fully funded transit system across the Commonwealth, so that workers can get to their jobs, to be able to put food on the table, to be able to have a roof over their head. So we need people to get up on that. So make sure that as we're celebrating and observing May Day, that we're using it as a launching pad to win more for people.
A rare,
Absolutely.
reasonable
so
request.
you would comment on the importance of organizing outside of these big events.
Say again?
So you would say that it's important to be organizing outside of these big events, outside of the marches.
Not outside, as a part of.
I'm not
These
wearing
are
a bathing
used
suit on the internet.
aren't just
Are you
actions in terms of
crazy?
Displays of power. They're to be leveraged to be able to build power, mount it up, and be able to
Sophie's
accomplish
boobs
things
are bigger than
part
mine,
of a
too.
goal. These things are a part of a trajectory. So yes, we need to be using this to be able to achieve what we need for our folks on the back end. And then we need to reorganize and do the cycle all over again. That's how it works.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good one. All right. The march is stopped right now.
I don't like her.
I'm sure it's going to
I
start
bet
up.
she's Jewish.
in
One in the
just a
chat
minute
if you
or so.
think she's Jewish. Two in the chat if you don't think she's Jewish. That
We're
woman
still on
interviewing
Broad
people.
Street, crossing over Race Street.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Yeah, everyone thinks she's Jewish. No offense to Jewish people. We love Jews here. We love bagels. So this Unite Here thing looks to be all like African immigrants. Socialism beats fascism sign. I mean, you could just as easily say there's a lot of non-Jewish communists. So it's not actually really an accurate thing to say. It's like, what is a lot of Jewish communists, and like, how many communists are not Jewish? Like, there are a ton of non-Jewish communists. There just are. So I'm just mostly being snarky when I say that, but a lot of these people are not Jewish.
So there's a helicopter and police drones still lingering over the march right now.
Uh-oh, a
As the
helicopter.
march it continues to move forward on Broad Street.
Could it possibly be a news helicopter? What's that skull flag? Oh, is there a James Lindsay stand? Who? Oh, yeah. Well, I was gonna let that go for right now. I don't feel like arguing. Yep, that's City Hall right there. It's a giant ass building with William Penn at the top of it. Everyone watch for signs. No, turn the camera. Oh, look at that socialist haircut. Look at the mullet with the shaved head. What a bad haircut. Bro, turn the camera around. No. We like I'm not gonna fucking argue with you. If you're gonna spew bullshit in my chat, you're not gonna be allowed to talk in my chat. You are absolutely not correct. It's absurd. Hinge back into reality. Please don't argue with him. Just ignore him. Just ignore him. We don't need to argue. We know he's full of shit. He can make himself look like a fool, and if he does, I'll just ban him. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Look at all the white allies up front. That looks to be a female priest.
So we're waiting to see if something's going to happen over here.
Or reverend or whatever the fuck.
Possible act of civil disobedience.
Ooh, a possible act of civil
sure,
disobedience. Oh, what's going on? This is very exciting. Definitely got some queer Marxists in that line. Breaking news, guys. Act of civil disobedience. The white people are in the front of the line. Or are they about to start blocking roads? Oh, that'll be... That's a nice thing to do to people.
We have a bunch of community leaders in Philadelphia on Broad and Vine Street right now. And the march has stalled. And John and I are here waiting to see what's going to happen next.
Uh-oh, here we go. They're all getting in position. What's going to happen? What do you guys think they're going to do? Well, of course it is. It's organized. This is what organization looks like. They have a schedule of events. They have an itinerary. It's like any event that you go to that is planned. It's like you're doing this from 8 to 9, and it's a highly organized protest. And that's the smart way to do it, by the way. Yeah, I think they're planning to block the road. That would be a cool thing to watch live. Is there anyone else watching this coverage right now except us? That's like an anti-communist? Power. 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 When I say union, you say power. Is that Sophie? No, that's not Sophie. That looks like it could be Sophie, though. Wait. No. No, Sophie has an octopus tattoo on her arm. It does look like Sophie. Yeah, I'm sure Sophie loves it as well. I'm sure Sophie is thrilled about this. We should all tweet at her, Sophie, we see you at the Philadelphia rally. We love you, Sophie. My hair is even like Sophie's now. I thought about that earlier.
We're trying to get a sense of why people showed up today. Would you mind talking to our audience about why you're here?
I'm just here for my mom.
For your mom?
I'm not here to
What
protest.
is your
I'm
mom?
just here to hang out.
My mom works for the union. So she's helping. She goes around helping the buildings with fighting for, getting money, right? And, their schedules and everything.
It's really nice that you came out to support your mom with a very cute young child. It's a long day.
Yeah, I have been waiting for hours for this to happen. It's finally here. I'm ready for it.
Were you at the Bernie rally earlier?
I wasn't, but I know my mom did this last time where they locked her up and everything. We were out there.
Oh.
It was even bigger crowd than this last time. So, yeah, this is pretty. I'm shocked at how small the crowd is versus last time. But we're doing it again, part 2.
Yeah, part 2 for sure. We've been asking people in the crowd what they think of everything that's been happening. The first 100 days of the Trump administration. You're out here supporting workers' rights. How do you feel about workers' rights and, the kind of promise that the Trump administration had of uplifting working people after 100 days of him being in office?
Honestly, I just, as much as I can do with helping and supporting, I just try as much, with my mom being in the union and as she's able to, tell me what they have, with stuff like this, protesting, rallies, anything of that I can be at, I try to support because, we want better, we need better. And that's just the most thing that I'm going for. It's okay.
Is there anything else that you would want to share about your mom's work and everything that you guys do? Because clearly you're a union family.
That's a really good idea, actually.
I don't even really know what to say. Just, thanks, Mom, for going.
Should we create our own action figures for all of our favorites? We've talked about doing trading cards. I'm still up for doing trading cards. I think action figures might actually be really hilarious, though. We could do Sophie, we could do Emmy O'Brien, we could do Philip. We could do Judith Butler. We could do a masked figure for Antifa. We need to think. Let's think about that, guys. Who do we want to make into an action figure? No, you're not making me into an action figure. No, I don't want to be an action figure. I'm an anti-hero. I'm not an action figure. Okay, where's the civil disobedience? I was promised civil disobedience. Yeah, we could do Cat. True. No, I don't want to make fun of Cat like that. I don't. We'll do a non-binary person, but I don't want to make fun of Cat. Oh, they're sitting in the road, guys. They're sitting in the road.
Again, on Broad Street right now in Philadelphia, Broad and Vine Street, where it looks like leaders of the community in Philadelphia have lit arms and are in the street.
Are they singing "We Shall Overcome"? Oh my God! This is so typical socialist. Look at all the photographers around them. Very stunning, much brave. Very stunning, much brave. Socialist. Uh-oh. More people are sitting down. Oh no. It's We Shall Not Be Moved. You're right, James Jones. Yup, I think, maybe we'll get the fire hose. Wouldn't that be awesome if they brought out the fire hose? It puts the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again.
Just let them know I'm changing the battery again.
John's going to change his battery, and we will be right back.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. They're swapping out their battery. The coverage should be back up. I want to see what's going to happen. Listen, if the police actually take the hose to these people, that's something I want to watch live. So I do intend to go back and watch the speeches from the rally at some point. But like they're doing an act of civil disobedience. This is an actual live feed. This is live in Philadelphia right now. We are watching the Mayday protests in Philadelphia. And I want to see what's going to happen with their little act of civil disobedience. So welcome, guys. If you've never watched my content before, I stream Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We do Socialism Saturdays on Saturdays at 6 p.m. If you are new to my content, maybe you saw me on Kim Iverson or something, welcome. If you have questions about the left, I'm more than happy to answer them. I want to find out who this female pastor is in the front row because she looks like a problem. Can someone take a picture of this woman and run her through AI? Can we do that now? Wouldn't that be scary if we could just take a picture of all these protesters and run them through AI and figure out who they are? Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Sit down and fight back, yeah. We take over a road. Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Wait, they took over a road that was already closed?
So the march has stopped on Broad and Vine Street, and as you guys can see if you're watching the live stream, leaders from the community and
no hose
union
for
members
us
have linked arms and are blocking the entrance to the highway right now.
It's not even an act of civil disobedience. The road is closed.
Arrests happening. I can see some local police over to my left.
Okay,
so
let's get the arrest on camera then. And please film the arrest. Yeah, I was hoping for pepper spray as well. Bring out the pepper spray. That does look like Sophie, man. I'll tell you what. That woman in the red looks exactly like Sophie.
Yeah, there is the audio visual unit of the local police here documenting what's happening.
So the cops are
if you
taking
can
video.
See,
Okay.
John is filming. This guy with the camera right here is part of the police department.
Yeah, they definitely look like they're about to arrest a bunch of people, videoing them. Wow. So this protest is entirely organized by the union. Trump needs to fucking ban the unions. This sucks. Oh, hang on. The roads are only closed for another half hour, so possibly if they sit on their asses long enough. Oh, wait. And Chris says, okay, so possibly if they sit on their asses long enough, maybe we'll see some arrests. That'd be pretty great. Uh-oh, that guy looks like a cop. Uh-oh, here we go, cops.
We absolutely respect your First Amendment rights. I want you to know that. But we have to open up to certain things. So that's
this member of the police is saying that he respects everyone's First Amendment rights, but they have to open the street up.
Uh-oh, pepper spray, pepper spray, pepper spray, pepper spray. Yeah, we shall not be moved. We'll see.
A warning that if they don't move, if the protesters don't move, they're going to start making arrests.
We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water.
Sophie does have a giant tattoo on her leg, but the thing is, she also has an octopus tattoo on her arm. And I don't see the octopus tattoo, but that person does have a giant tattoo on their leg.
We shall not be moved. People are behind.
I'm not sure Sophie's quite that big either. Although sometimes she does wear very unflattering clothes.
So again, the march has stopped on Broad and Vine Street.
Yeah.
Everybody back up for me.
Fire hose, fire hose.
Where we're being,
that's what I think. I don't think it's her.
Back up so the police.
But it
can
looks
take a
so much
photo
like her that it's crazy.
Of the protesters who have, who are currently blocking the entrance to Interstate 95.
Fighting for our children, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved.
There's about 60 people who, as you can see on the live stream,
Hey,
have
no Fed posting
linked arms,
illustration
are sitting,
station.
in
Come
front of
on,
the
don't do that,
entrance to
please.
The highway on Broad and Vine Street in Philadelphia.
We shall not be moved. On the road to freedom, we shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the water, we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved.
This is so like suspenseful. I'm like, I feel like I'm watching a found footage movie and like they're about to get attacked by zombies any second. Big ass media line right beside them.
Like if everybody moves back, we get a picture of the wider view. Okay. We get a better shot. Yeah.
They're planning on how to get the best angle. They're getting their media coverage ready for the arrest. Oh, they're getting all their flags in place.
Workers over what? Workers over what? Workers over what? Workers over what? People before what? People before what? People before what? Immigrants before what? Immigrants before what?
I'm surprised at how few people are sitting down in solidarity. It's almost like they're not in solidarity with the comrades. Yeah, bro, this is organic. These groups organize together all the time. These are not paid protesters. These are not funded, like big time funded protests. Stop listening to whoever told you that. We track most of the groups in this protest. We know exactly where their funding comes from, and they're almost entirely self-funded, and these are not paid protesters. They organize like this all the time. The reason you think they're not organic is because the right doesn't do this shit because y'all fucking lazy.
All right, so
this is what organizing actually looks like.
Come back with their bullhorn. We're gonna try to get closer.
The unions are one of the primary places they used to organize, bro. The UAW as well. The UAW organizes all the graduate students. This is how they operate. The socialists own the unions. They use the unions to organize.
So the police department is attempting.
But these are not all unions. Not all the groups here are unions.
Over the chants and singing.
Revolutionary Communists of America are there. Socialist Alternative is there. The Democratic Socialists of America are there. Who else do we see?
It does not appear to be working. I cannot hear.
I think I saw PSL. Like, not trying to be rude, but just facts are facts. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to, don't take it personal or anything.
So, what I got from this.
All we hear is oink, oink,
again,
oink.
second warning, apparently.
You hear that? They said all we hear is oink, 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 oink to the cop.
That was a good one. That was a good
Fire hose. Fire hose. Fire hose.
When they get released video on this.
It's being live right now. Hey,
Yes,
we
bro.
spoke earlier
All
today.
protests are organized.
Do
all.
you have any thoughts
100%
about
of them
what's
are
going on
organized.
right now? Do
If you
wanna
have a
share with
protest, it's
people,
organized.
how it feels to be risking arrest right now?
It feels good. I'm a little tired, but it feels good. No, it's whatever it takes to get what we need. It takes hard work and dedication. It takes us to be sitting out on the street. If we gotta lay out every week, we're gonna do it to get a better life, and we're gonna get equality and better work, and we're gonna do anything we have to do.
This
So
is a
if we have
useful
to be out
idiot.
here,
This woman doesn't
I'm
know
out
what she's
here.
doing
No matter
there.
if I'm tired, no matter if I'm sleepy or thirsty.
And
I'm
it's
thirsty
sad
right
that
now,
they
but
use people like
no matter
this,
none
but
of that.
everyone does, I suppose.
I wouldn't take. I gotta go to bed for 2. So, but no, we deserve it. We are the people. We work hard for these billion-dollar corporations, and we don't get nothing. We want to have. We want to have money left over to give to our generations, and it's no more of that. So we trying to build that back. So I'm just out here, and it's beautiful.
Absolutely. It's been a really long day. We obviously saw you speaking after we spoke earlier today. How you felt very joyous this morning, and we're very happy. How do you feel at the end of this day? That's kind of being capped off with this.
I'm just with my brothers and sisters.
Listen,
like we all out here fighting.
This woman isn't saying anything interesting. So Chris asked, what does organic even mean? When conservatives say, yeah, it's not an organic protest, what do they even mean by that? We talked about this earlier. Someone said this to me on Twitter today. It might have actually even been you, Chris, that said this. Maybe it was someone else. But someone said to me on Twitter today, they were like, conservatives think that the only time conservatives think that it's like an organic protest is when some dude shows up on a street corner holding a sign, and then he doesn't plan anything ahead of time, but then other people see him on the street corner and they join him. Yeah, that was you. Yeah, that was a really good point. It's like literally every single protest is organized. Every single protest has organizing meetings leading up. We have their organizing meetings on video, not all of them obviously, but we have some of them on video. Like Laura Loomer wants to tell people that it's not a real protest because they rented a bus. Of course they rented a bus. They take donations for this stuff. They do what they need to do to organize transportation to get people to the protests. They organize food for the protests. They organize support people around to have water and snacks and medical stuff. They organize all of this. And it's because they have some very basic level of organization, conservatives are like, it's not organic. No, it is organic. These are not paid protesters. No, bro. No, stop listening. I beg of you, Russell, stop listening to whoever is telling you this, because they are lying to you and they don't know what they're talking about. This is what we call conservative bullshit, because it's always wrong. You guys don't know. And that's not your fault, by the way. That's the fault of the people who told you this. So please stop listening to them and hinge into reality and look at the primary source evidence. Thanks, Rottweiler, for the super chat. Communist revolutionaries denounce the donor class regularly. They don't take money from big donors like Con Inc. likes to lie about. No, they really don't. They actually really don't. So we're just kind of waiting to see if they're going to get arrested at this point. This woman's just a useful idiot. I actually kind of feel bad for her, to be honest. She is being used.
People over profit. People over profit. People over profit. People over profit.
People over profit. People over profit. People over profit.
People over profit. People over profit. People over profit. People over profit. People over profit. People over profit. People over profit. People over profit. People over profit.
People over profit. People over profit. Yeah. Bobby, exactly. Money upholds hierarchies. Exactly. Like everyone else is dispersing and going home.
People over profit. 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 People over profit.
All right, when are we going to start arresting people? Can we arrest people now, please?
We win!
We win! We win!
We'll never be defeated. The workers united.
We'll never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated.
United. We'll never be defeated. Never be defeated.
Well, as an update for people who maybe just joined, let's turn down the protest for a second. Hello, Grandma Nay. So as an update, so basically the Philadelphia protest has now decided to sit down in the middle of the road, and they're waiting for the police to arrest them. And we're kind of waiting to see what the police do. The police have given them a couple warnings. We've hoped the police are going to be using either pepper spray or a fire hose, but probably that's not going to happen. Probably these people are just going to get arrested. But I want to wait and see what happens. So basically, we were watching the Philadelphia Mayday protests. There are protests going on nationwide, all over the country today. There were over 1,000 scheduled events nationwide. There was probably one near you if you look at the protest map. And so this is a rally that Bernie Sanders spoke at earlier today. We'll go back and watch Bernie's speech in a sec, but I want to wait and see what happens with these people and if they get arrested live on the internet, because this is actually happening live. So that's what we're watching. This is kicking off protest season. They're not going to stop today. They're going to be protesting on Saturday and pretty much perpetually moving forward. We are the union. Mighty, mighty unions. I think so, Russell. 7 o'clock, so we got like 12 minutes until the road closes.
Please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Status Quo News. And if you're able to, please do consider supporting our work by becoming a paid member.
Yep.
You can do that for as little as $5 a month.
12 minutes
and
until
you
arrest.
Can join at statusquo.com
Hey,
/join.
Speaking of becoming a paid member, just so you guys know, there is a spy stream tomorrow. And spy stream is when we go inside a live leftist training. This spy stream is going to be starting at around 11:30 Eastern time in the morning. If you are not up that early because of where you live in the country, you can catch the replay on demand. Basically what we do is we're going to be infiltrating a K through 12 school teacher training tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you any more information than that because I don't want them to find out about it, but I will be sending out credentials to join me for Spy Stream to everyone who is a supporter on my main Substack. That's right here, Karlyn, KARLYN.substack.com. You can also be a supporter on my locals, my Patreon, my Twitter subscribers, or most relevant for right now, you can be a YouTube channel member. And if you are any of those things, you will be invited to Spy Stream with us. And we've got a couple Spy Streams coming up next week as well, because there's a lot of organizing meetings. So if you want to come and join us behind closed doors to see what the left says when they think people like us aren't listening, come join us tomorrow for Spy Stream. And of course, I will have a full report later in the day when I go live at 5 p.m. I believe that we will win. They're so out of sync. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. The Sophie doppelganger is still freaking me out. I believe that we will win. Still freaking me out, Sophie. That looks like Sophie! There is 100% Antifa.
So Philadelphia police issuing another warning to protesters that if they don't move, they are risking arrest.
Okay, so the police is threatening to arrest them now. So no, bro, they're absolutely Antifa here, 100%. And we saw a whole bunch of them earlier. So just because they're not violent every single time doesn't mean they're Antifa.
I'm not sure how
it looked like she had a tattoo on her arm that time, though. You can tell based on how they were dressed, guys.
Third warning would be the final warning.
Okay, one more warning and then arrest. Someone go on to Sophie's Blue Sky and see if she is at the protest today. She blocked me on Blue Sky because Emmy O'Brien told her to, but I can still see her post and stuff on another account. Yeah, can someone please check Sophie's social media? Sophie, Donde está la Philadelphia?
Okay, so as you can see on the live stream, there is a line of cops with bikes waiting for when the arrest starts. So once they start making their way over here, we expect to see some arrests of the protesters that are on Broad and Vine Street in front of the entrance to the highway. So Interstate 95 and Interstate 676.
This is all they have sitting. This is a pathetic display on the part of the socialists, I have to say. Oh, they're already opening the roads back up. Uh-oh, I see traffic.
And again, there's about 60 people that are over here with linked arms sitting in front of the entrance to the highway.
60,
and it looks like arrests are starting now.
Uh-oh, arrest! Oh no! It started with the old man. Wait, is this guy a cop? Is this guy a cop? Are you kidding me? Wow. I don't think
so. I'm sure you can see on the live stream this protester that the two cops are talking to has a broken arm.
Why does that matter, socialists? Yeah, well, they plan to be arrested. So, for people who don't know, like, getting arrested is not a threat to them. They plan to get arrested. People volunteer to get arrested. They have all the legal support they need when they get arrested. They're very well taken care of. People go to the jail to break them out, or not break them out, obviously, but bail them out. They're welcomed out like heroes after they get arrested. So, like, getting arrested is not actually a bad thing on the left. It's actually kind of like a feather in your cap, like getting a merit badge or something like that. Yeah, they already have people ready to post bail, and they already have lawyers, and it's already pre-set up, and, you know, that's just the way it goes. I wouldn't say they're well funded. I didn't say that. I said they have lawyers ready to go. What they do have a plethora of are social justice lawyers and social justice mutual aid networks. So mutual aid is very, very big on the left. They have all these networks set up specifically to pay for stuff like this, run mostly based off of voluntary donations from people that are contributing to the mutual aid efforts. Also, a lot of the social justice law firms, we're not talking about big high-priced lawyers here. These are people that are more mission-driven lawyers that are just on call to take their cases and stuff like that. And they plan all this stuff out ahead of time. And they're working with like the unions and stuff like that. So I bet the unions in some cases are paying them. So again, we're not talking about well-funded. You guys are thinking like Wall Street lawyers. That's not what we're talking about.
Right now, we just wanted to see if we can talk to you about why you're out here risking arrest right now.
No, we did the Ivy League infiltration yesterday, and we're doing another one next week.
Yeah, I'm a union member. I'm part of Get Up UAW, which is the union for graduate employees at the University of Pennsylvania. And I'm out here today because it's disgusting that working people make this country run are under attack from both federal government and from local government and businesses across this country. And corporate oligarchs and billionaires like Elon Musk and others like him are gutting our social services. They're destroying our communities. And the only way we can really fight back is worker power, because we have power as workers. And that's not a metaphor, it's a fact, because the economy doesn't run without us. And so if we stand up and we say no more, if we halt production, we can bring the whole economy to its knees and we can force people to listen. And so that's why I'm here today, to express that worker power is the future, that we need to stand up and fight back, that it's time to prioritize people over profit. And that also, personally, I'm here because I think it's disgusting that the University of Pennsylvania is a multi-billion-dollar institution that pays $0 in taxes to the poorest city in America. Philadelphia public schools are falling apart. SEPTA service is being cut, and the University of Pennsylvania pays nothing to the community. It's disgusting.
Absolutely, and I get. All right, it looks like police are going to start heading this way. Are there any final thoughts that you have that you want to share with viewers of Status Coup on this Mayday?
Up the workers, free the international proletariat, free Palestine. Thank you.
Free the international proletariat. Huh.
All right, looks like police are headed this
Arrest
way to
time!
arrest the protesters who are linked arms in the street.
Thanks,
blocking the highway, so Interstate 5 and 676.
My dog has found his bark, apparently. Here they come. No fire hose. Too bad for us.
So again, as you can see, Philadelphia police has surrounded the protesters who have linked arms and are blocking the entrance to the highway.
We need to look closely. That really could be Sophie, man. That really could be Sophie. They're protesting because it's Mayday.
You can't
this
hear
is the
that,
International
the
Day of
protesters are singing
Resistance.
Solidarity Forever while waiting to be arrested.
Ben, you need to back up, please.
Look at this big guy. Good dog.
So the first protester has been arrested, and again, there's like a long line of Philadelphia police with zip ties and all that, waiting to arrest the protesters.
Look at that. They're zip tying a guy with one arm. It's International Worker Day. It's the day when they all protest. Oh! PPD, KKK, IDF, they're all the same. That's what they're chanting. So if you guys didn't hear that, in the background they were chanting PPD, Philadelphia Police Department, KKK, IDF, Israeli Defense Force. They're all the same. PPD, KKK, IDF, they're all the same. That's one of their key chants.
Now, as you can see on the...
And that's because the IDF trains the police in America. That's actually really true. They're lining up to be arrested.
Everyone who's gathered here is cheering for every arrest that's been made.
Oh, they opened Cop City in Atlanta? Wow. Oh, eventually I'm going to have to look into that. No, they're not crazy. They're completely consistent in their beliefs. Completely consistent. Yeah, we should try to do facial recognition to figure out if that's Sophie. We should definitely do that. Deeply important whether or not Sophie was at this protest. Deeply critical information.
Let's go, Jeffrey!
All right, the fourth arrest of the protester.
Ain't nothing I can do about that. It's their stream, not mine.
Hey Sarge, give me 2 of your bikes, and when you talk to your buddy, can you give me 2 of his bikes and just help Crystal Melendez? She needs a little bit of a barrier farther.
Oh, well, fair point. Fair point, illustration station. Fair point, well made.
Okay, the 5th arrest is being made right now.
Look at the communists. They all look alike.
And again, we started with about 60 protesters here. We're down 5.
Are they allowed to get up at this point and just be like, nah, I'm gonna get arrested right now? I don't know the answer to that. I wonder if I'm gonna recognize anyone. I feel like that one's familiar to me.
Or it might be I started when I got on the base.
I believe
Reclaim.
this is the 8th arrest.
What does their shirt say? Reclaim what?
and 9th. As you can see, people are just kind of being, carried away to the bus.
There goes that Penn student. Off to get bailed out of jail. Like, if I'm honest about it, I'm not entirely unconvinced that this isn't some sort of like power play sexual fetish for these people. What I mean by that is, and this is a little esoteric, so please bear with me, but like queer Marxists are obsessed with kink. They're obsessed with BDSM. And the reason they're obsessed with BDSM, and I swear to God this is true, they believe that BDSM allows them to consensually play out the power dynamics of capitalism. I swear I have them saying this. I'm not making this up. They like BDSM because they want to engage in the consensual oppressor-oppressed dynamics of capitalism, but they're consenting, and so it's different. And I kind of wonder if, like, putting themselves in positions where they're purposefully getting arrested by police, and they know they're going to get arrested, they're planning to get arrested. It's like, it's kind of the same like fetish thing where they're playing out the police represent capitalism to them. So they're literally playing out the power dynamics of capitalism in the real world. And I kind of think it's a little fetishy, if I'm honest about it.
I like your hat.
Yeah, Rhino, it's the submissive who holds the power. That's right. The being a submissive is the dictatorship of the proletariat. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm already writing about it. I'm already writing about it in this Queer Marxism book I'm working on. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. So they're not really protesting anything new. It's just a ritualistic protest. Well, no, capitalism is whiteness. So what you actually just wrote is, it's a ritualistic protest against capitalism and capitalism because whiteness means capitalism, literally. So yes, they're protesting against capitalism. 100%. Every single person at this protest is protesting against capitalism. Trump is capitalism. The US government is capitalism. The police are capitalism. All of it's the same.
Members so that we can keep bringing you this kind of coverage that you're not going to find anywhere else. So please, if you can do this for as little as $5 a month, and you can join at statusq.com/join.
Which side are you on? 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 Which side are you on?
right, so they're all getting arrested. There's no fire hose. There's no pepper spray. You guys want to go back and watch the speech that Bernie gave earlier to see what he had to say? Let's go watch the Bernie speech. I don't think there's anything really more interesting that's going to happen. I was really hoping it would be more disruptive, but it's not. And I want to see what Bernie had to say. Let's go back. Let me find the speech. I think we put in enough of our time. Look at this crowd, though.
You had at this rally, so they come out to the next one.
This is earlier in the day.
This movement needs to grow. We need everybody organizing their friends.
I literally just want to see Bernie, though. That's all I want to see.
This movement needs to grow. We need everybody.
Come on,
organizing
give me a
their friends,
preview.
their families, their coworkers.
There he is. There's Bernie.
And fight back.
There's Bernie. Yeah, they're just arresting them one at a time, basically.
Let us remember the words of the ancient prophetess. Let justice roll down
I don't know who this
like
guy
waters.
is.
Righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. Today we were...
Come on. Let me fast
so it
forward.
is.
Let me fast forward. Oh my god, I hate this so much.
Let me thank
Oh, here he is. Okay, hang on. Bernie.
It is high. Gas is high. And guess what, y'all? Eggs are too.
Oh, that's that dumb black lady that's just about to get arrested. Oh, she spoke at the rally? She actually spoke at the rally?
So, I'm
Wow.
proud to introduce someone who always fights for the workers.
She got to
Someone
introduce
who
Bernie Sanders.
understands
Are you kidding
solidarity.
me?
Because billionaires are afraid
God,
of
we're
solidarity.
losing to the dumbest people
We
in the
are proud
world.
to stand in solidarity with Bernie. Everyone, please, help me welcome
We are losing
Senator
to
Bernie
the dumbest
Sanders.
people in the world, guys. This is awful. This is like an awful state of affairs. Not fair. What is that fire? Is that a book
You're
burning
watching
sign?
the live stream. John Farina and I are on the ground live from
Thank
the
you,
Breaking
Philadelphia.
Oligarchy Tour. Bernie Sanders is about to speak.
Thank
The
you,
Breaking Oligarchy
Philadelphia.
Tour. Bernie Sanders is about to speak.
Let me
France
thank
flag.
all of you for coming out this afternoon. Let me thank Danny Bowder and the Philadelphia AFL-CIO.
Bernie.
And let me thank all those who have spoken and will be speaking in a few moments. Brothers and sisters, what we are celebrating today
Bernie's getting
in
so
Mayday
old.
is, in a sense, a sacred holiday.
A sacred holiday. Exactly what I've been
And
saying,
all
Bernie.
over our country, workers are coming out demanding justice, and all over the world,
Exactly
in
what I said.
dozens of countries, workers are standing up to oligarchy and demanding a world in which all people have a decent standard of living. Today, we remember the struggles and the sacrifices of workers for hundreds of years, sacrifices of workers for hundreds of years who have stood up to powerful special interests to create a better world. And today we thank our brothers and sisters in the trade union movement for continuing that struggle.
Trump needs to ban all unions. I'm serious about this.
Mayday, as you know, was established way back in 1886. And workers then stood up to their very powerful bosses and said, you know what, we don't want to be slaves. We don't want to work 60, 70 hours a week. We want an 8-hour day. And throughout our history, workers stood up and they said, you know what, children should not be working in factories or in the fields. They should be in good schools.
Yeah. Yeah, this is about kids working in the factories, all right. Totally,
Throughout
Bernie.
the years, workers said, we don't want our brothers and sisters dying in factories. We want safe working conditions. And workers in the trade union said that when people work more than 40 hours a week, as so many millions in our country do, they deserve and must have time and a half. And as a result of the struggles of the trade union movement, we have come a long way, not quite far enough, to end discrimination so that all people have an opportunity for a decent job, no matter what the color of their skin, where they were born,
well,
or
Bernie,
their sexual orientation.
The Civil Rights Act of 1964 kind of took care of that, so why are we still talking about it?
And when we think about history, I want you all to remember the fact that we have a social security system today which guarantees benefits to our older people and disabled did not happen by accident. The trade union movement made it happen. And the fact that senior citizens today through Medicare can get the health care they need did not happen by accident. Trade union workers made it happen. And today, the fact that millions of lower income people and elderly people in nursing homes get supported by Medicaid did not happen by accident. The trade union movement made it happen. So my point is that because of the trade union movement, this country has come a long way over the last 150 years. But let me tell you something that you're not going to see, corporate media, and something that you're not going to hear much about on the halls of Congress. And that is that while we have accomplished much, we still have an enormously important road forward if we're going to create an economy that works for all of us, not just a few. So let us be clear and lay it out on the table. In the year 2025 in America, we are now living in an oligarchic form of society.
Seriously, Bernie, seriously.
Never before in our history have so few had so much wealth while so many Americans are struggling. Never before have so few had so much political power while millions of Americans no longer vote. Millions of others have given up on democracy because they look at government and they say, government is owned by billionaires. You are not representing us.
Millionaires.
A few years ago, when I talked about oligarchy, people were saying, oh, what is Bernie talking about? Well, Donald Trump has made it very clear what we are talking about when we talk about
Bernie. Really?
Oligarchy is a president who, when he gets inaugurated, he doesn't hide it. Right behind him are the three wealthiest people in America: Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg.
Well, you could have been there too, Bernie, and John Fetterman was also there wearing gym shorts.
And right behind them are 13 other billionaires who he has appointed to head major government agencies.
Is Pete Hegseth a billionaire?
I think all of us
is RFK a billionaire?
All of us
Who's the billionaire?
That when Abraham Lincoln was
Treasury
in
guy probably
Gettysburg,
is.
right here in Pennsylvania, and he looked out at a battlefield where a few days before 20,000 Union soldiers had died or been wounded. And he looked out and he said, our vision for the future of America is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Yeah, I kind of respect Fetterman for just bringing absolutely no respect to government. Like, no professionalism at all.
We have a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, and for
Fritzko's a
the
billionaire.
class,
Exactly.
and we will not allow that to continue. And let me be very clear.
Oh, the new ambassador to Italy is?
These oligarchs, these billionaires are not nice people.
Man.
They are incredibly greedy people. You might think that somebody who has 10 or 20 billion dollars might be content, might think that's enough. Not these guys. They want it all. And they are prepared to destroy Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, nutrition programs in order to get more tax breaks for themselves. So today, brothers and sisters, we tell these greedy oligarchs, this country belongs to all of us, not the billionaire class. And let me tell you what else that is going on in our country today. Today, in the richest country in the history of the world, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family that lived paycheck to paycheck. Many of you are living paycheck to paycheck. Millions of people should not and will not live paycheck to paycheck in the richest country in the history of the world. Today in America, one man, Elon Musk, owns more wealth than the bottom 52% of American households. Today in America, working class people live 7 years shorter lives than the rich. Today in America, the top 1% now owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. And CEOs make 350 times more than the average worker. And here is something that we don't talk about enough, and it tells us why the American people are furious. Today, the average worker in America, despite a huge explosion in technology and worker productivity, that average worker is earning less money per week in inflation accounted for dollars than he or she did 52 years ago. So it's not hard to understand what's happened. Over the last 50 years, the very richest people in this country have become much richer, while 800,000 people today sleep out on the street and the average worker struggles.
Yeah, Bernie is doing his greatest hits. There's nothing new.
Well, let me tell you something. I have gone all over.
I'm a little disappointed in Bernie. I was hoping he'd be more socialist. He's retiring. He can really let his socialist Greek flag fly. Why isn't he more socialist?
What I am proud to tell you is the American people by the millions are saying no to oligarchy, no to Trump's authoritarianism, no to Trump's kleptocracy.
No, he's not. Bernie is
no
not considered to be a
tax breaks
socialist by real
for billionaires.
socialists. He's not.
And I'm here in Pennsylvania.
And he doesn't
to
sound
tell
like a
any
socialist either.
member of the Pennsylvania
Barely
delegation
Democratic Socialists of
that
America.
if they vote
Sounds like a progressive.
for tax breaks for billionaires and cut Medicaid, nutrition, and education, we are going to throw them out of their jobs. But brothers and sisters, our job right now, in my view, is twofold. First, we have got to fight Trump every single day.
Oh, great.
But secondly, we need to have a vision as to where
Mothers
our
for
country
Free Palestine,
goes
is that what
in
that
the
says?
future. And here is the bottom line, and I say that to my Democratic colleagues in the Congress. Stop defending the status quo economically.
Bernie just shit on the Democrats.
An economy in which the rich get richer and working people struggle should not be defended. So there are a number of things that we have got to keep our eyes on and
Bernie.
understand. Please, you are living in the richest country in the history of the world. It is not a radical idea. It is not utopian to say that every man, woman, and child can and should have a decent standard of living. And at the top of the list of what we have got to do is to end a corrupt campaign finance system. A system that allows billionaires in both political parties to control the political process and our economy. Brothers and sisters, democracy is about one person, one vote, not billionaires buying elections. And if we're going to deal with the massive income and wealth inequality that currently exists, we're going to not give the rich tax breaks. We're going to demand that the billionaires and their corporations start paying their fair share of taxes.
Isn't that what Trump is talking about doing anyway? Like, isn't Trump saying he's going to eliminate the income tax on everyone making less than $200,000 a year?
Power in this country. We need to grow the trade union movement in this country.
No, we don't. No, we need to ban it.
Right
no
now,
more unions.
There are millions of workers who want to join unions. They're unable to do so because of the illegal behavior of corporations. And that's why we're going to pass the PRO Act.
What's the PRO Act?
And if workers, a majority of workers sign a union card, they're going to belong to a union.
What?
Brothers and sisters.
That's not good.
We need to raise the minimum wage in this country to a living wage.
How much, Bernie?
No worker working 40 hours a week should live in poverty. And brothers and sisters, if we're going to compete in the global economy, we need the best educated workforce in the world. And that is making not only our public colleges and universities tuition free.
Great plan, Bernie.
It means paying our teachers a wage that they deserve. There is no reason why we should not be having the best public education in the world. and the best child care system in the world.
Free stuff for everyone, Bernie. How the fuck are you going to pay for all
Now,
this?
our Republican colleagues, or some of them, want to cut Social Security.
Oh, God.
22%, if you can believe this, of seniors in this country are trying to get by on $15,000 a year or less. Can't afford to heat their homes, pay for their prescription drugs. We're not going to cut Social Security. Brothers and sisters, together, we're going to expand Social Security.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea, Bernie. That nothing could go wrong with that fucking plan.
Let me tell you something else.
Bernie's
I am
87
old
years
enough to
old. He doesn't
remember
need to worry
something
about it.
Called a defined benefit pension plan. You know what that is? I know it's a radical idea to the younger people. Once upon a time, when workers worked at a decent job, when they retired, they had a strong, defined pension plan. We've got to bring that back. People who work their whole lives should be able to retire with dignity. Brothers and sisters, we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all as a human right. 85 million are uninsured or underinsured, and we spend twice as much per capita on health care as the people of any other major country. The function of health care is not to make insurance companies and drug companies rich. It's to provide health care to all. Together, we're going to pass Medicare for all, single-payer program.
Sure.
Donald Trump may think that climate change is a hoax. You and I know that it is an existential threat.
No, the Palladian said it was fake too.
Of good paying union jobs by transforming our energy system into energy efficiency and sustainable energy. And brothers and sisters, instead of spending $1 trillion a year on the military, instead of giving billions of dollars to Netanyahu and his horrific war against the people of Gaza, we can cut military
Kamala spoke
spending
at a Mayday
and
rally
build
in San
5 million
Francisco.
units of low-income and affordable
I don't want
housing.
to watch it. This is painful enough. I'm calling it a night
I'm
after
not going to
this.
tell you that the struggle in front of us is easy. The oligarchs own the economy. They own the media. They own the political process. That's the reality. And I may not have a PhD in mathematics, but there is one thing I do understand. That if we do not allow Trump and his friends to divide us up by the color of our skin or where we were born or our sexual orientation, if we stand together around a progressive agenda, if we start electing candidates who work for us and not the billionaire class, if we think big,
it doesn't
and not
matter.
Small,
It doesn't matter at all.
brothers and sisters, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. Let's go out. Let's do it. Let's transform the country. Thank you all very much.
All right. Well, guys, that is going to conclude our Mayday coverage for today. Hey, Russell, I just want to appreciate you because I gave you a stern talking to a couple times, and you still came back and hung out on the stream. So, Russell and anyone else who's new, we invite you to come back, watch Real Socialists with us, learn from the primary source evidence. Please, 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 Russell, stop listening to whoever you're listening to about the left. And listen, man, listen, I will never tell you something that I can't back up with primary source video from the left. We invite you to come back to the channel and learn what's really going on. That goes for any new people. Guys, that is going to conclude our coverage for today. As a reminder, we do have Spy Stream tomorrow morning. Spy Stream is when we go inside a live leftist training and we record it, and they don't know that we're recording it because we want to see what they say when they think people like us aren't listening. We are doing our next Spy Stream at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow morning Eastern time. So it's a little bit earlier. If you have to catch the replay later in the day, it'll be up. But the way you get access to Spy Stream is by becoming a member of my Substack. That is Karlyn, KARLYN.substack.com. You can also become a member of my locals, my Patreon, a subscriber on Twitter, or a YouTube channel member. I will be posting the link for Spy Stream on all those different platforms in the morning, so you guys can find the link and come join. It's going to be a good one. I really think it's going to be a good one. We're also going to be doing a Spy Stream on Monday. That's going inside another education event. There's also another one next Friday. That's going inside a gender and sexuality conference at a major fuck off big time university. So we got a bunch of Spy Streams coming up, and we're gonna expose a lot of stuff to the world. Also, we did a Spy Stream yesterday. If you guys missed yesterday's Spy Stream, which was trans activism at a major university, we did get some great clips out of that. Sophie was actually mentioned, on yesterday's Spy Stream out of nowhere. And so I don't have the clips for that ready yet because I have about 1 billion other clips I need to make. But if you want to catch the full Spy Stream, you can do the replay on the Substack. Hopefully I'll get that one out tomorrow. And then, of course, we're going to continue our coverage of the Institute for Research into Male Supremacism over on Twitter because Substack won't let me post there. Anyway, guys, that's all we have time for today. I'll be back tomorrow for happy hour. We will do happy hour tomorrow. And I'm going to go get some beer, and we'll have a good time on Friday. And I will see you guys then. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.
How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
I'm not clear. How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.